Here we go.
Okay, first part's embargoed until 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Second part till 10:30. Okay, let's start.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good news about Zlatan. Can you just explain kind of why now? Is it because you're hoping he might be available for the Champions League, or he's surprised you with his sort of speed of his rehabilitation?
We will be not ready for the group phase of the Champions League. I don't think there is any chance of that. Do we have space in the Champions League list to have him? Yes, we have. So we don't need to leave any player outside the Champions League list. But I'm not thinking with Zlatan to play any parts in the group phase. Hopefully he can play in the knockout phase. But for that, we need to finish top 2.
So when do you think is realistic, and how impressed you've been by?
I don't want to think about it. I don't even ask. I don't speak with him about it. I don't speak with the medical team about it. I just think he will be an extra man for us in the second part of the season. When I say second part of the season, I say normally we say January after Christmas, when the transfer window reopens in January. So that's normally when we say second part of the season. But I have no idea. I have no idea at all. And I think the right way is not even to think about it, to speak about it, and just let him do his work step by step and come back when he's really ready.
Does that mean, therefore, that you think he's going to come back exactly as he was? Because clearly he's out of contract. He wouldn't have to. So
no, I knew it. I knew it that my press conference would be around it. It's the third question, and the third question about a player that cannot play tomorrow, and that cannot play next week, and that cannot play next month. So, I wouldn't like to spend my press conference speaking about a player that I'm really happy that is with us, because shows two things for me. Shows me the dimension of the player and the dimension of the club. The dimension of the player, because it would be very easy for him to say goodbye, to say is enough, won European competition, had success at Manchester United, big injury, goodbye. He doesn't do that. He wants to follow his other dreams, and he wants to play football at the highest level. So shows the dimension of character and personality of the player, and shows the dimension of the club. A club like Manchester United, in my opinion, has to show how big it is in details, and this is a big detail. A player that gets injured with a Manchester United shirt, fighting for Manchester United, the club has to be there for him. And I'm really happy with both club and player.
the players that are playing, Henrik Mkhitaryan has done exceptionally well. He seems to have started the season a lot better than he started last season, for instance. Is that purely because he's been here 12 months and he understands English football and the way he has to play?
No, I think he understands me. And, to be honest, I understand him. Because in the beginning of the season, if he understands me better, he would have been start better. But at the same time, if I understand him better, probably I would help him in a faster way than I did. But we spent our time together, working together, learning each other. I know him well, he knows me well. And the second part of the season was good for him. And I believe with his talent that this season is going to be even better.
Is it a similar situation, or is it very different with an Anthony Martial who's come on, scored goals? Do you understand him now? Does he understand you now?
I think again better. I think again better. I think I'm still, and that I cannot change. I think when you have some talent, you cannot waste. I think when you are blessed with some talent, you have to fulfill that talent. You have to explore that talent. You cannot be happy just with glimpses of talent. And that I'm not going to change. I want more and more and more from him because he has all the qualities for that. But I think he understands me better too. And the personal relation is good. Is good, and I don't think it's fundamental in a player-manager relation, but is an added good thing to have a good relation. So again, Anthony, I hope is going to be better this season than last season. That's it.
Jose, Leicester City seems to have started the season better certainly than they were last year. What have you thought about their first two games, and how much of a warning was their performance at Arsenal for you this weekend?
I think they are the same team as they were 2 seasons ago. Last season they had same, they had what we know, and after what they did, we could feel that the second season would be not the same as the season they were champions. But I think they are back to their normality. Are they going to be champions again? Honestly, I don't think so. Because there are many teams that I don't think all of them are going to fail. But I think in terms of their qualities, I think they are the same team. They are playing exactly the same way they played before. The game against Arsenal ended with a defeat but could end with a victory. At home they won comfortably. Midweek they changed the whole team and they won very comfortable with players that probably some of them they're not even going to be on the bench tomorrow. So I think they are back to their normality, and for me their normality is a very difficult match for us tomorrow.
Can you get your reaction to the Champions League draw as well, Jose?
My reaction is a reaction of somebody that played around 120 matches in the Champions League, and is a complete different reaction than the reactions I listen and the reactions I learn. I think that when you think about qualify, it's better to have 2 top teams and 2 weak teams, and even before the first match, I am qualified. And let's see if we can finish second or first. But we are qualified in this kind of group. And I can give you another example of a group like that. Porto, Monaco, Leipzig, Besiktas is the kind of group where everyone can win, everyone can lose, everyone can draw. Any result is open. We are going to share points in between the teams. You are not going to see some 4 or 5-0 that you see in other matches. You are not going to see some teams with 13, 14, 16 points and other teams with 0 points, 1 point. So I think it's a dangerous group. And if you go to the recent history of Manchester United lost against Basel. Manchester United couldn't beat Benfica in 2 matches. I think also against CSKA Moscow the last time 0-0, 1-0 something. And I know the 3 places. I never play against Benfica in the Champions League, but of course I know the dimension and the quality. I played a few times against CSKA. I play against Basel too. I know the places, the stadiums, the atmospheres, the style of play. It's not going to be easy.
Could I just get your reaction to the news about Wayne Rooney's international retirement? Do you think he's made the right decision there at the right time?
He told me before. He told me the night before. I am nobody to tell him agree, don't agree, do it, don't do it. I just listen to his reasons, and I understand his I understand his reasons. He does it for Everton. He does it for his family. So I have no complaints. I just realize, like many other people, when he retires, you realize how many matches he played, how many goals he scored, what he represents for the football in this country, and many congratulations for his career with the Lions.
Okay, last question.
Just, I know you like your boxing. Can I just ask about Mayweather and McGregor? What are your thoughts there, and who might triumph come Sunday night?
My dream was that starting a boxing fight and end it in a different way. Both of them showing their qualities in a fight, not just in boxing. But that's silly from me, obviously. It's too late. It's too late.
Okay.
It's too late. I have to sleep, and next morning I will look at it.
Too late, or is it too early? That's the question. A reminder that you can see the press conference in full and uncut from 10:30 p.m. this evening. There are embargoes in place that we have to stick to, but MUTV is the only place you'll be able to see these, so tune in for that.